This is my mind map that covers the content and design of my idea, and this PowerPoint is going to be structured. It focuses on areas such as the exercises that will need to be difficult but also easy enough for a 13-15-year-old to learn. The website also needs to be clear and easy for the user to navigate through. I've created a tech proposal that will appeal to a 13 to 17-year-old student learning how to code, specifically a 13 to 15-year-old student. This will be done using detailed exercises and interactable short lessons. These exercises can also simplify its instructions for the user if they are struggling. I have been given some criteria to follow as a bare minimum, and I have given myself my own criteria to determine if the website would be successful enough to be implemented into Churchy's program. These usability and design principles are the main way to determine the success of the website. W3 Schools is an existing solution that will help users learn how to code. However, there are some flaws around their principles that will be mentioned. Utility is asking if the website can do its purpose, which is in this case to teach users how to code. W3 Schools provides information about nearly every coding language. However, its only interactive element is the try it yourself feature. Learnability is asked if it is easy to learn the website's navigation. W3 Schools has many labeled buttons and there is a search bar, so it's easy to navigate. However, because there is no goal on the website, the user doesn't have a particular place to go to, meaning they must determine where to go themselves. Accessibility is asking if the website can be used by any type of person on any device. W3 Schools has a dark and light mode, and it has a UI designed specifically for mobile viewing. However, the website can't support blind or colorblind people with sounds or color filters. Safety is asking if the website is secure. W3 Schools has a sign up and login process that supports many different options like Google, Facebook, and W3 Schools itself. However, it doesn't have two-factor authentication. Contrast is asking if the website utilizes different sizes and colors and uses shapes and arrows to draw attention. W3 Schools has a good color scheme, rounded buttons, the color of the language bar stands out in a good way, and the colors look good in dark mode. However, there aren't any useful arrows, and the language bar diminishes in importance in dark mode because of the color scheme. Alignment is asking if the shapes and lines are lined up, and if the text is centered or left aligned when needed. W3 Schools has all the text formatted to the left. Its navigation menu is centered. There's good spacing between the web page, the buttons are distanced well from the sides, and the buttons are well grouped. However, some of the titles would have looked better if they were centered. Repetition is asking if the website has consistency. W3 Schools uses a consistent green theme, left aligns the text across the web page, formats the website like a standard website, and it uses bigger text consistently to show more importance. However, the language menu is too long that you need to click an arrow several times rather than use a simple drop-down menu. Proximity is asking if the website has good spacing between the text and shapes, and if related items close together. W3 Schools has navigation labels on the top and side, which is individually distinguishable. The drop-down menus, web page, and lists and languages are close together, but the language menu can't fit every language in the bar. This wireframe shows the top banner with the logo, title, and profile section, and the navigation menu. This web page has the home title and the section to show the user's progress in each of their languages. And there's also a section for the user to quickly continue their previous exercises with information about when it was last opened. This wireframe shows the consistent banner and navigation menu with an exercise's title for the web page, which shows repetition. There's a section for the user to see their competition statistics and allows them to play more against their friends. There's also a section for the user to click into one of their languages to complete the exercises. This wireframe still has the exercise's title for the web page. It gives the user a scroll bar on the side so they can scroll through the exercises in the language. Then they have instructions of their task that they can simplify if it gets too complicated. There's an area for the user to type their code, and there's a section for the code to produce. The website will then check if the result is the same as the expected result, and if it isn't, it will help the user fix their code rather than just say that there is an error. This wireframe has a profile title for the web page. There's an achievement section where all the achievements can be viewed. The achievements will replace the previous one with a tougher version of it, such as after completing one exercise on the first attempt, it could become completing 5 exercises on the first attempt. This increases the utility of the website. There's also a section for where the user can see their progress on languages, and their friends' progress and their last online dates. The sections have good proximity. These wireframes show the consistent banner navigation menu, except for the profile section as a login and sign up button since the user hasn't logged into the profile yet. The wireframes have a sign up title for this web page. It gives the user the ability to create an account by first inputting their name, username or email address, their password, and their password again to confirm. They also can go into the login section if they accidentally went to the sign up section. Once the user inputs the information, they submit, and then they have the option to do two-factor authentication where they need to put their phone number and submit. They also have the option to skip this step if they believe it's necessary. These wireframes show the same banner as the sign up wireframe as the user isn't logged into the profile yet. The wireframes have a login title for this web page. It gives the user the ability to log in by inputting the username or email address, and it gives the user the ability to log in by inputting the username or email address and password that they set up for themselves when signing up. They can also go to the sign up section if they accidentally went to the login section. Once the user inputs the information they submitted, and if it's correct, they won't know whether the username or email is accurate due to this security. If the information is correct, they must complete a two-factor authentication when they will need to put a 6-digit code, send their phone, and submit it. They also have the option to contact Coding4Kids if their phone number has changed. This is a flowchart that logs the user in. It first checks the username and password to make sure it matches the preset username and password. If at least one of them don't match, then it will say that either the username or password was incorrect. If they get it correctly, then they will need to input the same 6-digit code as the one sent to their phone. If they fail, they have to do the whole process again. If they succeed, they log into their account. This is pseudocode that updates the competition section in the exercise webpage. It grabs the data of the users' wins against their friends, the games played against them, and their names. It then calculates the total wins, total games played, percentage won, and losses per friend. It then produces the total wins, total games, and percentage won in a list format, and the friends area only mentioning their names, games won, and games lost against them. This is a flowchart that updates the user's progress bar. It checks how many lessons were completed and how many there were in total. It then calculates a percentage and then outputs a progress bar based on the percentage. This is an IPO chart that checks if the user successfully completed an exercise. It first checks if the result of the user's code matches the intended result. If it doesn't, it will highlight the errors in the user's code by comparing it to the example code that the website has ready. Coding4Kids provides information relevant for 13 to 15-year-olds. It is highly interactive, has competitions, but the result of the code section may be hard to see. It has well-labeled buttons, a consistent design so it's easy to get used to, but it doesn't have a search bar. It has UI designed specifically for mobile viewing, but it doesn't have dark mode, nor can it support blind or colorblind people with sounds or color filters. It has accessible sign-in buttons, the login process is secure, and it has two-factor authentication, but it can only sign in through Coding4Kids. It has used biggest shapes, text sizes, and text formatting to show importance, but there is no dark mode, and colors can't be determined with black and white wireframes. All the text is centered, good spacing across the web page, and well-distanced button, and all the buttons are well grouped. It has format like a standard website, and has the same spacing between sections, uses bigger text consistently to show more importance, and all the text and shapes are centered. Its navigation labels are on the top and side, which are distinguishable. The sections are grouped well, but the exercises webpage has minimal spacing due to more content on the screen. Now, all the success criteria were met except for success criteria 4, where the user wasn't able to see their coding streaks on the website, but they can see when they were last online. It was quite interactable and accessible, recognizable, secure, and well formatted. But there was no dark mode, coding their streaks, external login processes, the search bar, or competitions with random people. Features to add include a dark mode, colorblind filters, text-to-speech, speech-to-text, search bar, the ability for competitions against random people, coding day streaks, AI checkers, and AI assistance for the website. These all help the website develop in the future. Thank you, bye.